Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to ESL Shattered Temple, where we are jumping into Game 2 of the semi-final series of the European Pro Series. This is going to be between iNfrant, our Red Zerg, spawning in the bottom location, and VPFargo spawning in the left spawn location. This seems to be a little bit creepy. This is exactly the sort of spawn position we had in Metalopolis in the last game, but Fargo did spawn at the bottom. It was a little bit reversed. Anyway, VPFargo is the ex-Grandmaster representative who is up 1-0 in this series thus far, taking that first game with some very, very well-executed 2-racks pressure. 11-11. He went with an 11-11 2-racks and was able to just win with that. iNfrant, the victim, he scouted the first rack, didn't scout the second one because the second one was placed at the gold expansion and he didn't check there, so bit bad luck from him there. I said in the last game at the beginning that I thought he was Grandmaster or High Master simply because he's gotten so far in such a stacked tournament, but he is in fact only Diamond. So this is a phenomenal showing from iNfrant thus far in this tournament, and he can be very, very proud even if he doesn't get out of the semifinals. So iNfrant, congratulations to you. You are Gosu. He's going to be scouting his opponent with that Overlord. Fargo will know exactly where his opponent is now. And what are you doing? Not again, Fargo. Well, Fargo going to be going for that 2-racks again, even if we haven't seen the second racks put down just yet. I think it's pretty safe to say that he's going to be throwing down that second barracks. The Overlord, if he's familiar with his timings, should probably realize that a barracks should have already gone down. He might be able to prepare for this. And I do think, yeah, he is going to go pool first. He knows that is a 2-racks, or he knows that it's a late racks at any rate. And at VPFargo's level, it's much more likely that he's hiding a second racks rather than he just forgot to build a barracks. That's just not likely. So he is going to be opting for the pool first option, and he should be in a good position to hold this off as long as he plays reasonably well. And well, SCVs are not being cut, so he's not going with any sort of all-in tactic. Yeah, there we go. He is going to continue building SCVs. And yeah, I'm interested to see when iNfrant decides to expand. Like, one of the things, like he could just try to expand on the back of the spawning pool and try to still play very, very macro style, or he could just try to go for a Baneling bust all in, which wouldn't surprise me either, simply because when there's a proxy racks out here, that or a hidden racks rather, that's not exactly the worst decision of all time. And Fargo will see there's no expansion. He will see the pool is already finished, and I would not be surprised to see him just sort of I mean, he's going to have to commit here since the 2-racks is already down, and he did go for that early racks, cutting SCV production for a little while. It looks like, however, that he is going to bunch up a bunch of Marines before attacking. And, yeah, just, I guess he might be hoping that iNfrant thinks he's going home or something, but iNfrant is saving up quite a few minerals, and it looks like he may go for an expansion anyway. He's not moving a drone down there yet, but he does have quite a few minerals. There's the drone. Drone is going to be moving down. Hatchery has already been queued up, and, yeah, never mind. Oh, wait, yeah, there it is. But that is not the right move to be doing right now. There are 3 Marines and 2 SCVs on the way. These links should be enough to clear those out if they micro properly. The speed is not anywhere near done. Oh, he's going to go for a bunker wall. That is less than ideal. And he is going to be able to, he will get around, actually. He's going to try to force them back enough to keep this alive, but he's not going to be able to reinforce these links. He's going to be able to engage. Is he going to be able to take out multiple Marines? There are 2 Marines down. He will be able to take out 3 Marines. That was a very, very good investment with those links. The problem, though, is once these bunkers finish, he's in a horrendous position. He is going to be pulling almost all of his drones. And, one bunker finishes, and that's a horrible thing to happen for iNfrant. Will end up canceling that hatchery. And honestly, I think he needs to go Banelings right now. No expansion coming up for Fargo just yet, but he has a lot of money, and I wouldn't be surprised to see him try to expand on the back of this. There's the expansion going down in base to start, but that's not surprising at all. There are quite a few links here. He should be able to survive this. Oh no, bunker going down on the high ground, and if that finishes, he will be in terrible position. There goes the speed. Will be able to engage with the speed. Gets a nice almost surround there. Yes, will be able to engage on the ramp. Only 1 Marine gets back to the safety of that bunker, and he looks like he may well have held this off. Actually opting for a run-by instead, not even going to bother going for that bunker. Going to try to do some damage at this. Going to be able to take out a couple more Marines if he wants. He does want. And obviously that wall is done. He will be able to move that barracks back there, and he will be able to see that the barracks is moving. And that should spell the end of this aggression. He's going to try to do as much damage to these 2 Marines as possible. But the Baneling Nest is on the way, and I would not be surprised to see him go for a bust. Engineering Bay is on the way as well. Where is the Engineering Bay? Oh, the Engineering Bay is on the way here, going to be denying iNfrant that expansion. And, well, iNfrant is in a pretty horrible position here. Looking at the worker supply, he's down by 10. Only 5 workers killed by Fargo, but of course he forced the huge amount of link production. And yeah, of course, that was enough to get him a huge lead. He has not cut SCV production at all. This is not an all-in from him. Bunker is going up over there, but of course, bunkers only have 400 health total, same as supply depots, and a good number of banelings should be able to bust that relatively easily. He doesn't have anybody in gas right now, so he's only going to have enough for 7 banelings. That'll have to be enough for him, and hopefully it will. It takes 4 to bust a supply depot, 4 to bust a bunker, so 8 would be more ideal, but if he's able to run by and just do a bit of damage over here, there's a factory and 2 barracks building. Gonna throw down another factory as well, so it looks like he's gearing up to do some pretty standard biomech play after this. But there will be some banelings more. No, he's not gonna morph in any banelings. He did in fact cancel the baneling nest, and so he's not gonna go for a bust. He's gonna go for a standard macro play, and his expansion is about halfway done. But of course, Fargo has this macro orbital already, gonna be able to produce SCVs 2 at a time. Looking at the worker supply, iNfrant is catching up slowly but surely. But of course, Fargo, it does have a commanding lead. iNfrant getting supply blocked as well. He did not need that right around now. And it looks like he's just going to go and do big Marine tank play. We do have a pretty large number of Marines on the field already. Stimpack is on the way. Combat Shields has not yet been researched. But I wouldn't be surprised to see him go with Combat Shields after the stim, or even put down a tech lab on another one of these barracks to get it. Interesting positioning on that bunker. I'm not really sure why he's doing that. But he is, so whatever. The thing is, iNfrant has invested a ton of these Zerglings. That is a lot of Zerglings that could have been drones. That is 8 potential drones right there. So, I mean, basically, it's not 8 drone kills, but it's 8 wasted drones. It's even in supply, in worker supply, whereas he could have had a pretty phenomenal lead at this point, but they're both going to be expanding around the same time, and really what has to happen now is that iNfrant needs to use these drones to mine. iNfrant, you really need to use these drones to mine. iNfrant. 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 Dude. Anyway, he needs to take down these back rocks as soon as possible, or these over here. He needs to grab a third for as long as possible. iNfrant! Looks like, yeah, I mean, he hasn't been... I thought for a second he might have been dealing with a drop, but he doesn't actually have any medevacs out yet. That is the first medevac that is going to be coming out. iNfrant! Looks like he's finally sent them to mine. Good stuff. He's actually getting a ton of Zerglings out here. I'm really not sure why. Oh, well, yeah. He is going to have to deal with a double drop. That is going to be pretty... Yep, it is going to be going in there. I was a little confused for a second, but he is going to be moving into iNfrant's space. And honestly, it looks like iNfrant is pretty well organized to deal with this. Going to be putting up that baneling nest again. Oh, no, iNfrant! 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 Oh, no, don't engage there! No, you can't surround them there! iNfrant! iNfrant. iNfrant. Well, Fargo is going to be moving into the main here. Going to be able to pick off that. Ooh, no. Oh, no. He's going... No, he's actually not going for the spawning pool. He's going for the overlords. But the spawning pool would be a horrible blow to him. A lot of Zerglings are on the way. Going to be popping. They're going to be doing their best to survive without losing all that much. Oh, no. He's going to be making a couple banelings at the bottom of the ramp, but I don't know if they're going to be able to finish. Fargo is opting to go the other direction instead, trying to take out as many overlords as possible. Supply blocking him as well as possible. And there goes one of the banelings, and both of the baneling cocoons die without finishing. And this is going to be huge. He is actually going to pull up and leave. Not the best decision, in my opinion. But, yeah, I mean, just taking a look at that. 9 worker kills for Fargo now, and he's just in a commanding lead. I mean, iNfrant has... Well, he has to make he's making 5 overlords right now. 16 supply worker supply lead for VPFargo. And he's throwing down a 3rd expansion. So he's just ahead in every aspect of this game at the moment. And, yeah, I mean, he's... just sort of owning iNfrant, to be honest. Here comes a big push. It's almost all Marines. It is actually all Marines. It's Marine medevac. This is a pure Marine medevac push, and iNfrant does not have what it takes to deal with this. Two spine crawlers are not going to work. He's going to need some amazing baneling hits with these banelings. There's the scan. And here we go. The banelings must land. Going to get a couple of hits. Not the hits he needed, though. And that should be game. There's the GG from iNfrant, and VPFargo is going into the finals here. I've been Penguin, and I will be back momentarily.